It's Monday morning. We spent a long weekend getting this 80s Jag back on the road. We swapped out a blown up engine, we fixed the brakes, we're about to go and inspect it.
So what did you do this weekend?
Welcome back to Living with a Classic and this year's Christmas special. I'm here with my good friend Daniel.
Hi.
Who came down by train yesterday. You live about 6 hours away?
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're a big Jag nut as well.
Absolutely.
So I tricked you into coming and what are we doing?
We are replacing the engine on the Daimler.
Yeah, but it's a time crunch. Yeah. So right now it's Friday morning, pretty early, and Monday morning we have an MOT or an inspection booked
for 7:50-ish?
7:40.
7:40, even earlier.
So it's going to be dark out, I realized, actually, when we leave. But there is a time crunch because you have a train to catch right after that.
Yeah, because I took the Friday off and the Monday off. Yeah. So I have to be back at work on Tuesday.
Yeah. So what can two guys in a workshop do, on a long weekend? So if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen this car before, about a year and a half ago, it arrived at my house and it had run for about 50 kilometers without a fan belt. So it was severely overheated. Smoke and the puffing. I think we have a bad head gasket. Before we continue with the weekend revival of this XJ40, we have to thank the sponsor of this series, Simply Performance. If you don't know who they are a Jag supplier over in the UK who is a family-owned business, and it started with just breaking used cars, and then they went on into performance parts, and now they sell everything new as well, mostly focusing on the XJs, so pretty much up to the X300, X308s, and then back to the cars from the 60s. Ben here at Simple Performance sent over some things that I thought you need for the engine swap. So should we see what they brought us?
Absolutely.
And I mean, you use Simple Performance as well.
Yeah, both. They have a great eBay shop as well. Answer really fast. And even though they don't have anything on their homepage or online on eBay, give them a call or send them an email.
Send them an email and they can usually fix it. So they're building a new website. It is live at the moment, but they're adding things all the time. So just check, send them a list of things you're looking for, and they're extremely fast and good at answering emails. So we have spark plugs here, which
definitely need those.
Champion, nice. Thermostat, yeah, majorly overheated. They sent a gasket, right, too?
Yeah, I think so.
In case we're going to separate the exhaust, we have seal rings, a fan belt. We have the gasket for the thermostat. We have
valve cover gaskets. Yeah,
that's something we're going to see if we're going to have time with.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oil filter and air filter. So really, really nice of them to send this over. And as you know, they've been a sponsor of the channel before with the XJS project. And I don't do many sponsorships on the channel, as you know, but I only do sponsorships with companies I really, really work with, and that is Simple Performance. I've been a customer of theirs for probably 6 years before I started with these sponsors with the XJS. So if you need any parts for your Jags, please give them a call. And they ship worldwide. When I was there, they told me that when they actually ship to the US, they can sometimes offer next day just because of the time difference. So it will go in the evening to Heathrow, and then it will arrive in the morning in the US. So check out Simple Performance and make sure that you tell them that you came from Living with a Classic. And then hopefully they can sponsor more of these fun builds. But now, let's tear out the engine. First, some coffee.
Yeah.
Cheers. And I diagnosed a bad head gasket. The owner decided that didn't want to do anything with it, and I ended up with the car, basically.
Yeah.
Plan on parting it out, because Daniel, we talk on the phone a lot, and always plans for different cars and things and what you can do. Because the wheels on this thing are worth quite a bit. It has we'll do a walk around.
More than you bought the car for.
Yeah, 3 times as much.
Yeah.
So, but then I started looking around the car. It's actually rust-free. We're going to do a walk around of it. It is, nothing that much wrong with it besides it has a bad engine. So I managed to pick up a 3.6 from the same year, same model, everything that should work, low mileage.
Yeah.
Haven't heard it run, but
A really good history with the engine as well.
everything, full service history and all that. So all we're going to do is, well, we'll make it listen a little bit. We need to swap the engine, we need to sort the brakes, and pretty much everything else. But before we do a walk around, we'll do a little quick travel back in time because yesterday it was sitting outside and I drove it in here and sort of cleaned it off. So we'll have a look at that right now and then we'll do a walk around of the car. It's the day before and quite cold and windy. It's just stopped raining. I thought, well, take the XJ40 and pull it in the workshop. Daniel arrives tonight and that way it can sort of heat up. And then by tomorrow it should be at least not cold to the touch. When we work on it, that will help make things nicer. And that way I can prepare a bit. So I've just pulled out a battery. It's been on charge. Let's plug it in. I think it's been about 4 months ago since I started up. The engine is toast. It runs on a couple cylinders, but last time it did fire up, at least hopefully it still moves under its own power. It doesn't really have brakes, but we'll try and get it up near the workshop. And I think we'll give it a quick wash. Just do wheel arches and everything. So it's nice to work on when we have to. Maybe we'll wash the engine bay or we'll do that when the engine's out, but just got the bonnet up here and let's have a look at it. Quite a bit of leaves and debris in here, but I brought a battery and negative goes that way. I think that bolt up there was seized. Let me get this battery in, connect it up, and see if it fires up. Let's have a look. And there's a lovely digital dash I really like. One of these keys is for the ignition, one's for the locks. Figure that out. That seems to be ignition. We'll give it a couple bumps. And let's see. Steering lock's a bit stiff, so we need to lubricate that. I had to manually pull the key back from the start position. But we're charging. It's knocking. No oil pressure, nothing. Brakes are not the greatest, but we'll try and get out of here. It's quite tight. There's a fluid leak. We'll go through all this later, but that also does affect the power steering. Okay. We'll try and turn around over here. So what does it have wrong? Circuit 2 failure, power fluid low brake pressure. Ooh, it's not running well. Smoking pretty badly out the back too. Okay, brakes work if I completely stomp on them. So it's just a power brake bit. We'll go through it all later, but these have a hydraulic boost, like a hydro boost, and that's what's leaking. Look, we're driving off into the sunset. Whoa, slow down. It's pretty much dark gap. I thought we'll just pressure wash it a little bit, and especially in the engine bay, just make everything look a little nice. Let's hope it fires up again. All right, should be good enough to pull the engine, and then we can properly just clean the last of the engine bay in the workshop, just with some degreaser. But I got pretty far down there. The car's nice. I did the wheel arches and everything. So I'm just gonna move the engine over there. I'll show you in a bit. I've degreased it. Gonna hit that with the pressure washer again, the new engine. And then this is ready to go into the workshop. I may regret the mess I'm about to make here in the workshop, but I really want to clean it out, and there's an incline in here, so I can't really get the engine out of here, but let's try. I can just get most of it off, then the last I can do with just, you know, some hot water and something else. Not too bad. I'm going to hit the front with a little bit more degreaser. Do this one more time. And then I think we're ready. All right, let's see if it still fires up. Okay, that's good. Do we have any lights? Yeah. Let's try and pull it into the workshop. The last time that this old engine runs. There we go. And why are you beeping? Oh, the lights. Last shutdown. All in here and ready to go. Before we disconnect the battery, I thought, let's actually fire it up and let you guys hear just how badly it runs. It's not happy. I think we actually have part of the head gasket blowing out on the side. I don't think that's an exhaust leak. I think that's a head gasket leak, an external one. Yeah, it's not by the exhaust. So yeah, not running too well. But one thing we're gonna do is we'll roll down some of the windows because the car's been sitting outside. It is quite damp inside. That's also part of the weekend, cleaning it up inside a bit. But let's see if we have any electric windows. We do. And let's see if it goes up again, actually. All right, we're good to go. That side doesn't want to. Let's try a back window. Is there a... Oh. Okay, so that works. All right, 2 windows down at least. That's gonna help freshen it up a little bit. We'll pull carpets and stuff, wash those, and do everything else. But I'm gonna go pick up Daniel from the train station in a little bit, and tomorrow morning will start on the XJ40. As you saw, it runs pretty terribly. Not many cylinders, but actually it barely made it up the hill in here, but it got in here.
But it started.
Yeah. And both you and me, besides being Jag nuts, we're both Christmas nuts. A little bit. So I got a gift
Christmas
for you.
special.
Yeah, I got a gift for you.
Thanks.
So we're going all in. We need a plan. Start with a plan, or should we start with a workaround? Let's start with a plan. Who has the best handwriting?
I think we need a Santa's little helper to help us write.
Yeah. Am I hitting the mic there? Day 1. So the goal for today.
Engine out.
Yeah.
And we're going to take it out with the gearbox in.
Yeah, because there are dowel pins, and it's aluminum and steel, and they're apparently a pain to get apart. And it's apparently really easy to pull the torque converter out of the transmission, and we don't want to do that.
Nope.
So we're going to remove them together. So engine out. There should be probably steps below that, so then we can cross things up. Bonnet off.
Radiator. And coolant. Well, there's nothing left.
Yeah, there's nothing left. Let's use it.
Engine harness, disconnect exhaust. Should we remove the AC compressor or just loosen it from the engine?
We'll see what we can do. Because the new engine we'll have a look, it doesn't have a compressor or anything. It has an alternator. But we're probably going to use the one on here because we know this one works.
Yeah.
Charges and everything. The reason we're doing the harness, we'll show you guys in a little bit, is because the harness is cut on that engine, which is a real shame because it would have been plug and play otherwise. We need to look at brakes because today is Friday, and if we need any parts for the brakes, we can get those by tomorrow. But otherwise, we're screwed. I have a new Master.
And I think we need to order it before lunch.
Before lunch.
Yeah, so that's probably the first thing we do. Do the walk around, lift the car up, look at the brakes, see if we see anything terrible.
Yeah.
And then we can continue with the rest.
So the goal today is to have the engine out and have a look at brakes and clean engine bay.
Yeah.
But let's do a walk around and I'll tell you a little bit about the car as well because you've only seen the video of it and a little bit, and I found out something about it yesterday. It was pretty cool. So we'll do a quick just walk around. It's a 1989 XJ40, the Daimler variant with that fluted grille. In North America, you guys just had this at the Van den Pla, but you got similar grille and everything. But basically, top of the line, special interior, picnic tables in the back. All of that.
Thankfully, no one converted it. So it's still got a fish tanks.
Yeah, all the Daimlers have fish tanks. Interior-wise, it's not too bad. It has one slight tear in the seat there, which is weird because it's a low mileage car. It's 140,000 kilometers, so really not too bad. However, all the veneer on all the wood has, or the lacquer, has just gone away. It's cracked everywhere. However, the veneer's good beneath, so if everything goes well, that might be a future video fixing all that. It needs a headliner, like they all do. But the back's pretty nice. And here is the Daimler thing. So you have the two separate rear seats, and then you have the picnic tables, which these are sadly not in the greatest condition, but it could be fixed up. Rust-wise, the car is really nice. These love to rust. However, I have figured out why it's so rust-free. This is the only thing on the car. If you go around on the passenger seat, look in the first page of the service book, and we'll find out why it's so rust-free. Because I didn't know about this until yesterday.
And since we live in Sweden, and this is in English, it's apparently imported.
Yes.
And it's imported from...
You see that?
From Dubai.
Yeah, it's a Dubai car. So that also probably explains why some parts have been repainted. You saw that the roof was repainted.
It is seal around the...
Yeah, it has overspray on it.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It also makes sense why, because an early XJ40 with the digital dash, they're never rust-free. So that explains the situation. We have a look in here. This is where all the issues lie. So this is what we're pulling out.
You hosed it down yesterday, so it's...
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, it is. And now it's dry-ish.
Yeah. So we have a lot to disconnect. And I think while we have the engine out, we should empty out the fuel system as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's at least 2-year-old fuel and probably water in there. So let's start with bonnet off. And then we will radiator, continue, get liquids out. And we can start that and then we'll raise it up.
Yeah.
Feels loose. Alright. Alright, so. Okay, let's put it this way. So none of us have ever removed an XJ40 engine, and we decided to not cheat.
No.
So we haven't looked in the manual.
Or online.
No.
How hard could it be?
Yeah. Should.
Last famous words.
I'll start with the airbox and things over here.
The radiator, wait with that until the car is hoisted.
I'll wait
Because
until
there's
we have
some
it
left in it.
up in the air.
Yeah.
Do you want to start feeling the wheel nuts if they're too super tight, and then we'll get up in the air?
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, if you guys don't believe us that the head gasket's bad, have a look at that. That is pretty nasty, and this milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. You realize one thing. Before we disconnect more, we're going to put the battery in and check lights and things. That anything like that works for the MOT. Because pretty soon we're not going to be able to pull things out. So let's put a battery in it. Let's see what works. Yeah, close up of that again. That's beautiful. Maybe we'll use the map sensor from the other engine. But let's put a battery in it, see what works, windshield wipers, everything, so we know what we have to work with before we start disconnecting. Let's see.
Good enough.
Yeah, it does that. I believe that is neutral safety switch sometimes, and then you reconnect the battery and it's fine. Or maybe not.
Or not.
All right. Now we're good.
Yeah.
That's going to be a future problem. Lights. Okay, side lights, headlights, main beams. Yes. Brake lights. All good. Indicators.
Left.
Wait, 1 sec. Yeah, everything.
Right.
Where's that? There we go. Yep.
Horn.
Yeah. No, it's on the stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that works. Can we do it like this without damaging the windshield? All right, that works. Washer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Headlights washers as well.
Perfect.
Perfect. Exactly where we're going to be now. Is there anything else?
I think that's enough.
Yeah. All right, electrics work.
That's all the MOT guys need.
Yeah. And the reason we're checking is because headlights on these, can be the bulb, but it's usually the modules. There is a module for each corner. This thing is really too smart for itself. There's a computer everywhere.
The engineers got a bit too much time, and ability to do whatever they wanted.
But that's why they're so great.
Yeah.
At least that's why I like them.
And that's also why we love to work with them.
Yes.
Because they're quirky and doesn't make any sense sometimes.
This could be argued, but it's, for me, the XJ40 is the last true Jag, just because it doesn't have any parts that goes on any other car, like window switches or anything. I know you're a 300 guy, but
yeah, I love the X300s.
I'm a 40 guy. But if you guys like what you see here in this video series, we have an idea for part 2 where you have a 300 with a bad diff, and we have one-way train tickets to where you live.
Yep.
So I thought,
and I also got a spare car with a good diff.
With a good diff. So that could be part 2. Battery out. Should we take up in the air, drain coolant, check brakes?
Yep.
And then T-brake.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So the brake disc should probably be replaced.
Yeah. But
not this weekend.
No. How are the pads?
Let's see here. They are actually quite good.
Okay. I've seen something else that's not that great.
Yeah. That's the bump stop.
Yeah. All right.
But the bushing here, it's gone.
New front shocks. I think we have bushings, so we could do that.
Or we can do some kind of
Homemade thing.
yeah, with the rubber mats and some glue.
Brakes should pass at least.
Yeah.
I checked the history. The last time I had perfect brakes. Okay, so there's a little bit crust coming, starting there.
That happens on all of them.
So it's not too bad.
And the question is, what's behind here?
This is nice because I had a 91, and then the drains for the sunroof went behind this panel, and then they rotted. So
it's the same with the X300.
But why
unfortunately,
why did they change it? Because this is great.
Yeah, it's perfect. And also, there's a protection here. So it doesn't gather all this
They removed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably
But
cheaper
I'm
to
going to
build.
paint the sills anyway, because someone just put underseal on them. So this is not that big of a deal when I paint the sills.
No, you can see a huge difference here.
Yeah. But I mean, the car it's not concourse, but it's pretty good.
A small touch up here. So, man,
Yeah.
it's going to be a nice car.
Pretty decent in here. Drain coolant, drain oil. Start hosing down, I guess, everything with penetrate fluid, prop shaft and things.
The floors are good as well.
Let me see. Let me get in a little closer.
They all
They
rot
are.
up here.
Definitely worth what we're doing. Good news is the transmission's been leaking, so the mount is all covered. So that's gonna come off really easily. But yeah, I think we'll drain the oil just to make less of a mess, because I think they have an oil cooler. And I mean, really not too bad. It is on winter tires, so I mean, it has been winter driven.
And if you have that in mind, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Especially since here in Sweden we use salt on our roads,
Yeah.
which kill old Jags and, well, any car actually,
Yeah.
even new ones.
Yeah, I've seen Teslas rust really badly.
Yep. Especially when you start to mixing aluminium and ordinary steel.
Yeah. But we don't have rad hoses, so we'll remove that carefully. Drain coolant to take the rad out, and then transmission. Are we making a huge mess, or is anything going in the...
So far everything,
Okay.
but not...
Now
Here we go.
Now we're making a mess. Perfect. There shouldn't be that much in it, but you might need a second one.
Yeah.
All right.
Or actually, maybe not. Nope.
Alright.
Well, there should be more in it.
Yeah. I did buy a new bag of kitty litter so we can clean everything up.
Otherwise, we usually have the manly perfume or the garage.
Yes.
Mixture of coolant, oil, all exhaust. Yeah.
I've started not liking the smell of ATF after I've used it too many times to get stuck engines open.
Yeah,
or,
and
or
also
to rotate
yeah.
over. So when it burns, it smells so bad.
What's even worse is diff fluid.
burnt one.
Oh no, that's really bad.
So now we can remove the top one, which I already loosened. There it is. Nice and soft.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, will be replaced, but not right now.
We need to spray the cooler for the
Here.
gearbox as well.
I thought that was over here.
No, this is power steer. Or if it's the gearbox, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a cooler on each side anyway, so.
Yeah. There goes the 10 mil. I'm not at least. You work on a little bit newer stuff, but I never really work on stuff with metric. So.
The problem is when you change between cars.
Yeah. If we were doing a series 2, I would know where everything goes, and it's loose now, right?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Couple birds nest in it.
Oh, great. It's going to help cool.
Bumblebee as well.
There's been a bad coolant leak, or oil leak. Well, we're using induction heater because the other engine doesn't have this part of the thermostat housing, and we don't want to snap it. And it really started with the alternator, which I can't get this off. And I think we decided to use this alternator because we know it works. If you don't have an induction heater, get yourself one for Christmas.
They are really cheap, and especially when you work on old cars, amazing.
Especially on this one, considering how much oil there is everywhere, we would not have been able to use fire. There we go.
And the snap, that was Adam's finger that broke.
Now shoulder. Are those 10s? Do you touch them and see if they're hot? Oh, they're 8. Or they're 10s. We've already lost a couple tools though. So they're
The
gone.
question is how many bolts or nuts we will find when we're done.
Yeah, we need to do more.
And here you have I heat it up a bit more.
It's smoking now.
The thing is, you needs to heat both the whole bolt and also the threads on the other side. Make it a bit more loose. But the smoke in this case is good. It's not Lucas's smoke.
Yeah,
That's bad smoke.
You want to get them on so in case if we're broken, I can bring it?
Yeah, sure. Since it's not my car.
Nice.
You heard there? No snap.
Yeah.
That seems I'm much more fit than you are.
Yes.
Or, yeah. Somewhat.
Well, you're not in the army. You're in the Navy, though.
Yeah. We have really good chefs there, so that's a problem.
Perfect. And now don't touch those for a while. You've made some progress over here. AC compressor disconnected, right?
Yeah, and also the hoses for it, the power steering pump, or the connections for it, the cables here.
And we started
injectors.
doing that. I've done the alternator because just less things on the engine when we remove it.
The less thing we will break.
Yeah, we're gonna remove the distributor cap and rotor just because we don't have an extra set. Well, we have in the other engine, but these we know work at least. I've continued down here with more connections and a little bit more.
And I've also been going. We started about.
I think we've been going for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're taking it pretty easy because we have the whole weekend. We're not going to be stressed yet.
We'll see us on Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night's going to be...
Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday morning is going to be really bad. But right now, predictions. When will it be done? When will we be sitting in it driving?
Probably Sunday noon-ish.
Yeah.
Depending on how much beer we have during the weekend.
3 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah.
We just grabbed a quick lunch and now pulled back the rest of the harness that's laying to the side. We think we've disconnected everything and all the vacuum lines. And we raised up the rear of the car as well. And I believe, Daniel, you're working on the mount for the transmission, right?
Exactly. The good thing is it's as all English cars are quite leaky, so nothing is rusted, so they come loose really easily.
That's perfect.
Only bad thing is that the exhaust is over the 2 bolts that holds the gearbox mount, but
See, if
we will have to lose it anyway. So
if we would have looked in the manual, we would have known. But we're having more fun.
yeah,
This way. Surprisingly, not that big of a mess on the floor yet, but we're only halfway.
and now it's loose. The gearbox is loose from the mount, so now we just need to
Let's
loosen it
loosen the
from the car.
exhaust up here and then loosen it up. So then we're doing the mount because we can't really get to the prop shaft behind it. So then it's the prop shaft, and then we just have 2 bolts holding the engine in, I think.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now we're ready to lift it off the car in one piece.
And then it's beer o'clock, I think.
Absolutely. What do you say, Adam?
Well, it's milkshakey. Some of the most milkshakey oil I've ever seen. So I think the head gasket is blown.
What flavor is it? I would say it's chocolate.
Yeah, Nutella.
And where is the bolt for the sump?
Oh yeah, it's right down in there. But I'm throwing away this engine. By the way, if you want a free XJ40 engine and you're nearby, you can come pick it up whenever you want. It has no oil pressure. It's slightly rod knocks and has been very hot, but it's free.
Yay!
Quite a while later, we have the mounts disconnected, the engine mounts disconnected as well, and everything should be loose. We hooked up the crane. That means we can take things off the list and open the first beers of the day. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's officially dark outside. Bonnet off? That was hours ago. Radiator, engine harness, exhaust, which we'll talk about.
Should we tilt it so we can see it better?
Yeah. Do you want to hold it?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Exhaust is disconnected. We looked at the brakes and we haven't cleaned the engine bay. But now everything's loose. We're gonna try and get it out. Lift up a little bit. We have to lower down the car, and then the plan is to roll the car out of here when we get the engine out. Do you want to start pumping, or do you want to start looking?
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Do you want to keep an eye under it with the jack, and I'll start raising it?
I think I should lower the
Yeah,
gearbox a bit.
I don't think you can because we're hitting the firewall already.
Okay.
Okay.
Lower it a bit.
See what happens. I think you're on the firewall though. Can you raise it?
Yeah, try.
Perfect. Yeah. Can you raise it more? Yes.
Now we're
really close on the wiper motor here.
think we'll lose on this side.
We're almost loose on this side. I think we can do it. Yeah, perfect. We're loose.
And now I'll lower the. We can.
I'm not sure if you can though, because yeah, we're just hitting the firewall. But
Okay. Should we try and pull it out a bit?
yeah, you pull there, I pull here. No, it's stuck.
On what?
Wiper motor.
Oh. But if you lower it, and we can pull it out, maybe.
Like that?
Yeah, I can. On this side, you can lower it like.
Yeah, but I can't lower too much on that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more?
Yeah. That's fine.
No. Are we stuck underneath?
Stuck on something. The oil pan is stuck.
It needs to go over. Oh, yeah.
Over the subframe.
Okay. So, what if you raise the jack as much as you can, your end, and I'll lift here? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're loose now. We're free from it.
Okay. Yeah, we're past. Now we can raise more because we're past the wiper motor. Yeah, we're coming free here.
Yeah. Now we're free.
Perfect.
If we put it out a little bit more, we can't do that much because the.
Watch your fingers. I think we're doing pretty well with the angle, actually.
Yeah. Let's go and have a look at the gearbox.
I think it's just sliding on the jack.
Yeah. And the jack doesn't do anything anymore.
Okay, perfect.
So we're free. Totally free from it.
How about we, should we lower the rear of the car and then...
Yeah, remove the jacks and then perhaps lower the front of the car as well.
Yeah.
Just put it on top, lift it on top of it.
Yeah, it's a heavy piece of...
Yeah.
I'm so far impressed by the minimum mess on the floor.
Should we take the mat underneath it? The gearbox?
I think it's gonna be fine. Is it on the ground?
Not yet, but... Nah, it's plenty of
fine.
space.
Do you want to look? I think it's mostly that side where we have ABS units and things. Should we raise the engine a bit?
So there, it was a... Yeah. So we're fine here.
I'll do a little bit. It's not...
Oh.
I can see an oil cooler line.
Good thing that we're gonna replace the oil cooler anyway.
Yeah, but still. There we go. Do we have good room with the transmission?
Oh yeah.
That went a little bit faster than planned.
How does it look at Fireball?
This is good here. We have plenty of space. Yeah. 10 centimeters from
Yeah,
the gearbox to the firewall.
and we're down. Should I try to pull it out?
Yeah. Wait. We forgot a harness. What does that go to? Go to anything?
It's the starter.
Got a bit cocky. We forgot the starter.
I realized it was easier just to remove it because we don't have a starter on the other engine, so I think that will be quicker and we'll just lay it down there.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, you know what's really amazing? We haven't forgotten anything to disconnect.
And about 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
Stop.
we heard there were zip ties flying everywhere. All right, we should be good now. We have clearance to the ceiling.
Yeah.
A little bit more, and then we can start pulling, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna remove.
Oh, there we go.
We're fast. Is this the correct way to move an XJ40 engine? No, but it worked.
Would have been better if you had more height in the ceiling.
Yeah,
But we didn't.
but we didn't. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think before we grab dinner, let's see if we can budge the transmission bolts. And then I see we have banjo bolts on this side for the lines. So we'll see if we undo those or if we just do all the mounts here on the side. That's so fun when you're doing a swap for the first time. You don't really know what you're supposed to expect.
And apparently the easy part is done.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the worst part. Do you want the impact?
No, I want to feel when they break.
Yeah. So all the bolts are loose now at least. And here's what the engine bay looks like. We've decided that we're going to clean it up because it's now or never. And might paint the cross member actually. We'll see, at least underneath the brake servo there. We'll clean it up tonight so it can dry. Then we might paint that tomorrow morning or something. Or late tonight, we'll see how that goes. If we can get this off so we know it, we can get them, separated. That will be the real good news.
So, what do we want to happen now?
There is a dowel pin apparently in the middle of the torque converter that goes, you see there? Or a dowel pin from the flex plate that goes into the torque converter, I think.
So you want the torque converter to stay on the gearbox or?
No, on the, in the gearbox.
Yeah, okay. Slowly moving.
One second. Yeah. Can you pry under the torque converter?
Yeah.
Okay, it just pulled out a tiny bit, so we'll make sure
Okay.
that locks in. So there's that.
Perfect.
I'm glad we pulled them together because we would have never gotten this apart in the car.
Nope.
It's all separated. And there is the pin, or sort of the dowel, that goes right in there into the flex plate. Only 3 torque converter bolts, which is pretty nice. And those are the big dowel pins. Definitely going to put some anti-seize on those so they come off better in the future. But we'll move this engine out of the way. And we'll see what time it is. Maybe start cleaning up the transmission a little bit. I'm preparing for the mating of the new engine with the old transmission. just scraping everything off here. Nothing really too difficult about it. It's sort of the only time to do it. It has helped with rust proofing, but it doesn't look so nice. So we'll remove all the dirt and grime. We'll clean it up as best we can. Some under seal on it, just black, make it look nice. And then we'll clean up the top of the engine bay as well. Welcome back, and it is day 2. We were quite busy last night, but ended up being quite dark. We pulled the car actually outside to pressure wash it, and we just winched it back inside. It's been out all night drying. Looks pretty good. We're going to paint some parts, at least the cross member right now, but just some spray on stuff that dries pretty quickly just to get the engine back in. Then we also took the transmission off like we saw. We mounted it on the other engine. You did the alternator.
Yeah, the AC compressor removed as well. A few hoses. We also realized that it was a bit different, the throttle body. So we needed to take it from the old engine, put it back.
Because extra vacuum lines, and we don't know. So we removed all that, and this is pretty much ready to go in. I have just pulled one thing off because we had to for the lines for the transmission cooler. But this is an oil fill on next year for the engine. They gum up because it's also the PCV. So while we're at it, we're just going to clean this up, put that back on. That is really good maintenance if you have one of these, because even on a well taken care of engine, they're nasty.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting.
So while we wait for the paint to dry, we can start taking some of the nice things we have from Simply Performance, putting in new plugs in the engine. We've decided to flush the engine as well. So we picked up just some cheap oil, because we tried to remove the oil cooler, which is full of that milky oil from the head gasket failure. But we realized it is a pain to get out. You tried, but we think you have to separate it here to get out, and we don't want it to leak.
And the risk is that if we get it apart, because it's aluminum and steel together, and as you all know, they love to meet.
Yeah,
become one.
But not
you can never get them apart. So the risk is that we won't get it apart, and if we get it apart, we probably won't be
oil tight again.
Yeah, exactly. So it will leak.
So we're leaving that in, but that means we're going to run. I just bought this really cheap, this parts store oil, 1040 or something. Just run through it once, pour that out, and then we have the good stuff we're pouring in. So we're keeping the old oil filter on for now. We'll put a new one on later, and I think that's it. So we'll bring you guys in and show you what the engine bay looks like right now, paint that, and then we'll service up the engine a bit. Cleaning up some of the last water there. So we blew off all the paint there, which has been just leaking brake fluid, but it looks pretty good. There's no rust. That will be painted later when the engine's in with just some brush on black paint. But the cross member, we're just gonna spray on some understeel rust preventative. There's really, really thick amount of grease on everything. But we're not making a show car, just making it nice and tidy. So we'll do the front cross member as well for the radiator support and start putting things together.
So one of the faults of the car is that we have a warning light on the dash where it says low brake pressure, and we also have a brake leak inside the car from on top of the pedals. So we have to use master cylinder. We're going to replace. We're going to start with sucking out all the old liquid from the brake cylinder so we don't get it all over us or on the car. And since we're already going to repaint it underneath here, because the old brake fluid has already leaked out, we're almost done to take it off. The hardest part about it is to remove the grommets on each side, so you can get the pin out that holds it to the brake pedal. But we'll see how we can be able to make something better than it is originally. But we'll probably lose some more brake fluid here, but it doesn't really matter because there's no paint left here. And there you go. Now it's off the car.
Can you see any leaks through it?
Well, it's definitely wet on the inside here, so probably leaks from this side here. So now is the fun part to try to get it back together again without breaking anything or losing anything. And we got even more brake fluid here everywhere. Great.
Front cross member and the rad support is all painted, and master cylinder was swapped, and everything else is pretty much ready to go. We've done the last things here on the engine, so we're about to embark on hopefully reuniting it with the car and figuring out where all the hoses. Daniel has done put new O-rings on everything, so hopefully we have no leaks. But let's put the engine in. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're already celebrating here.
Easy to get it out. Can't
Should
be any
be.
harder to get it in.
We have done a better job at leveling it, probably. Swap it in and hook everything up.
And hopefully it will start.
So we're trying a new thing here. We don't think a leveler is really going to work with the ceiling height, so we got the strap on here. It seems to work. It's just really getting transmission over. After that, the angle was no problem. But we're going to try and get it into place. There's a lot of hoses laying for coolers and everything. Try not to pinch anything. And, I mean, should be in like 5 minutes or so, probably.
I think gravity will do the most of the job anyway.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Which side do you want to look on?
The bright side.
Yes. Yeah, I'll roll forward.
Yep.
See. I need to go a little bit on this way just to not hit that tire.
Yep, sure. Should I push it or kick it?
I don't think you can.
No. Too much weight on it.
Okay, I'm past the tire.
Yeah. Almost stuck on the other tire, I think.
Yeah.
There you are.
I think we had the wheels off when we did this last.
Actually, I think we did.
Try again. There we go.
Yeah. So now it's time to lower the gearbox. If you drop it now, it will swing down and
I hit the cross member.
yeah.
Should we raise it a bit and then do that?
And also put something a bit more sturdy between here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's now or never.
Yeah.
What?
Wiper motor.
Yeah, again.
I was not nervous at all.
No,
that was exactly.
and exactly as
Count your fingers. Okay.
all fingers and toes present.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there. It's quite a tight engine, actually. Good.
So, yeah, a bit more.
I'll check the engine mounts on this side.
Yeah.
Okay, we're close. This line, I'm guessing, goes above the engine mount, I think.
Okay. Now it's stuck there in the
Okay.
radiator support.
All right.
I think I need to raise the gearbox as well.
How's it looking?
Quite okay, I think.
It's quite tight on your side, right?
Yeah, that's where everything is.
Yeah.
Not too tight.
You know what we should do tonight after we have the engine in? We should look in the manual how you're supposed to. I bet you're supposed to remove manifolds and everything. But we don't have time for that. But things are really good on this side.
The oil cooler, I think it might be a good time to put them on now.
All right. Can you point them out? Because I don't think we showed that last time, but underneath the oil filter there,
Yeah.
the cooler lines go up.
Go up. Let's put it somewhere around.
Yeah, over in there. But let's put those in place. Maybe alternator soon. Or, now we'll do that later.
You know what?
Yeah, we've been fighting this for a bit.
Yeah.
And
we finally remembered why we hoisted the car up. Why the tires wasn't on.
we were checking the brakes. So we had the car on jack stands when we removed the engine. So we have it back on jack stands. And we should be better off.
Yeah, we got quite a few centimeters on the subframe left here, so it should slide in.
Let's try.
Last famous words.
Push forward. No.
Jack it up here.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and push forward here. Wait. It just needs to go past the power steering. It's been quite a fight.
Yeah.
Really quite a fight. But we raised the car once more to the level where you think we had it. And that helped a bit. And then with the jack in the back, so you jacked up and you pulled it, then I pushed here. And we sort of got it in.
And the oil pan passed the steering column.
It's on that engine mount right
Steering
now.
rack.
And I think if you look there, I think we can get it on this mount as well.
It's very, very close.
Yeah.
I think I need to move the jack and twist the whole engine.
Yeah, should I race a little bit?
Yeah, please do.
Alright, wait.
We're stuck on something?
Now I'm free from the engine mount. So the whole engine needs to go like that, yeah.
More?
Wait, I'll check.
Is the other mount still attached?
I think so. We're on.
Yay!
It's not supposed to be that, yeah. It's tight though, for some reason. It's the firewall thing and everything that's just really tight. It'd be a lot easier without the manifold.
Oh yeah. Good thing we're gonna replace the valve cover.
Yeah, because that's pretty scratch up.
Yeah. Great.
Do you want to try jacking up there and then we'll see if the engine sort of rotates up into place?
Absolutely. I'll start jacking.
Perfect.
And you know what?
I think that's it.
When you look on the side of the car at the doors and everything, I would say it's pretty much dent free. It's a good polish.
I think
It
so.
will be really, really nice.
We actually were pretty optimistic earlier today. We bought wax, so maybe we'll see tomorrow. As you guys can see,
We're not gonna wash the wax
it is
today.
dark out, but it's Sweden in the winter. It gets dark really early, so it's not as late as it looks. But still, no sleep till the fire is up.
Or started.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Transmission mount, or do you want to do manifolds and cool and everything up here?
I could be underneath, as long as we have new cardboard underneath, because
we'll
the gearbox and everything is
it's
leaked
quite
off.
bad, but the floors, it's not going to be dusty at least. Let's do that, and then I'm going to put on the other
Thermostat house.
housing,
Yeah.
alternator, you name it. So it's a few hours later. We've been really busy. Everything is on the engine. The transmission is hooked up, prop shaft, everything, exhaust, all the electrics. Now we're just pulling the plugs. If you have a look down here at where the radiator should be, we just looped the cooler for a transmission, and everything else we're not hooking up because it's midnight. But we want to hear this thing run. before we call it a night. So we're going to pull the plugs, put some penetrating fluid down the cylinders, spin it over by hand. Yeah, put some oil in it as well. It's empty. Spin the engine over by hand, or sorry, I'm really tired. Not spin the engine over by hand. Spin it over with the starter. See that we build oil pressure, hopefully. And once we've done that, we'll put new plugs in and build fuel pressure and see if it fires up.
And also remove the relay for the fuel pump.
Yeah, we'll do that as well. Yeah, they're not the freshest. I think this engine's been cleaned at some point. There was water up there, but on that side, it's been running very nicely. Like we said earlier, we're filling up with just cheap parts store oil, 10W, 30 or 40, just to flush it through because there's old oil in the oil cooler, and it's also nice to flush it out. So we're just going to start it up on this and probably run it a little bit tomorrow to have maximum run time, maybe half an hour. Then we're going to pour in the castor oil I want to use. So filling up here, we just sprayed the cylinders down, and I think it's time to put a battery in, see if it wants to crank and build oil pressure. We think we've done everything. We hooked up the battery, disconnected. We couldn't find the fuel pump really at the moment. We're really tired. So we disconnected the crank position sensor. So technically we should not have injector pulse, I think. Oh, we'll find out. What we don't know is...
we will only see it squirting from the spark plug.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So plugs are out. We have some penetrating fluid in the cylinders. One thing else we don't know is it has the digital dash. I'm not sure if it will show any readings while cranking, but we just want to see build some oil pressure at least. Nothing. Okay, something with the starter, I guess.
Let's see what we missed. And it's all the way down there.
Yeah. There's one thing. There was a big plug back here for the starter, right? This one. That is connected. We pulled some alarm things, but that was just a horn, right?
Yeah, I don't even think it was connected, actually. Well, pick up a lamp and crawl under the car then.
Okay.
Adam,
Yeah?
you know the big earth cable you were supposed to connect underneath here?
Oh, we need that one? Alright.
Well,
then,
it will help.
okay, what do you need, a 13 mil?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I believe the video might be a bit bad here, since we're trying to work.
It is officially the next day now.
Yeah, it is. Here
I
it is.
disconnected the battery, so you're good.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Do you want to hook up the battery? And we'll
I'm
try
done.
it.
Yeah. So let's see. Did it make any progress?
Second attempt.
Do it again.
Nothing on the pressure gauge, but it wasn't working before either.
No.
We have
It's an old car.
We have a check engine light. That's the crank position sensor. Should we crank it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Nothing on the gauge. But
Nothing.
it doesn't have to work.
Should we pull the valve cover and see if there's pumping any oil at all?
Yeah, I was thinking that, or should we ground the cable?
To see if the
Gauge works.
yeah, perfect.
Can you reach it?
Yeah, since nothing is connected here, so. And let's see. Here it is. Might be the cable, might be the cluster. We need another cable to ground it.
Okay, let me grab some for you.
Here we can go. We have an extra ground cable on the MAF, so we can ground on that.
Check. Yeah, it works. The gauge is going up to max. Okay.
Fault to sender.
But this is a different sender, a different engine. It could just be we're not building pressure yet.
Yeah.
Crank more or fire it up?
Fire it up.
All right, let's see if it fires up. No oil pressure on the gauge, but we definitely have pressure. No, we're building up pressure on the gauge. Look at that. Pressure coming up on the gauge. We're not charging. We're out of fuel. It's running though. Oil pressure is maxed out on the gauge.
Maxed out as in grounded or?
No, as it built up slowly.
Okay.
So it
Might
went
actually
up,
be
it was
working.
at 4 and it went up to 8. Dude.
Well done.
Well done. It's surging. But,
We're making an even bigger mess underneath.
really?
Yeah, the power steering line.
Ah. Oh yeah, the power steering pump is gear driven.
Yep.
Cool. It runs. It surges.
Yeah, but we have probably some vacuum leaks.
Yeah.
Everything not hooked up correctly.
We just have a MAF from the other engine, so maybe we actually move over the MAF for this engine.
Yeah, that's not the correct one.
Yeah. But it hesitated for a little bit, so I was worried there. But then I think it
But it
just...
sounds really good.
It does, and
No knocking.
it built pressure. How's the floor?
It's fine.
Not too bad. So, I think we're gonna make it. So off camera, we just tried one thing. Daniel said, I don't really want to, but I said we have to. We swapped back the MAF that came with this car, and now it runs really, really smooth. It doesn't surge anything, so there's nothing wrong with this one. Or someone's just adjusted it badly. But it runs so smoothly.
Especially since the ground material is gone, so someone's
Yeah.
been in here tinkering with it. I had a problem with both Series 3 and the XT40s in the past. People not knowing what to do with them. And
Exactly.
adjusting away.
So it seems to run really, really well, actually. We didn't know too much about this engine. I bought it from a known source, a good friend of mine who says it was a good engine, but it hasn't run in 10 years. So this was all a bit of a gamble. But it does run, and you will see it running better and hopefully on the road in part 2, because this is the end of part 1 of the Christmas special. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Part 2, we will put the coolant system on, hook up 1,000,000 hoses,
Fill up all the liquids, bleed the brakes.
get the hydraulic Hydro Boost thing working, We're actually going to tidy up the car a bit as well. Interior needs tidying up. We might actually give it a wash and polish. And then I think from now it's about a day and a half until we have to be at the inspection center. So it shouldn't be too bad. And
no problem at all.
yeah. And all in all, so far, we've taken it a little bit easy. It's still the weekend. We're still enjoying ourselves. We've taken long lunches and done things. So this has probably taken about a day and a half so far, pulling this out and putting it back in. Things that have taken time have been that the engines have been quite different, manifolds and things. We found things that were missing on this manifold. I think because this is the engine is from a UK car, and this is like an Asia/Middle Eastern car. So things are different, and that's why we have to move over a bunch of things. But there's one more thing we have to move over, we've noticed, but we're not going to do it right now. There's something below the throttle body for the canister, chocolate canister, but we'll do it later.
Just block it off, and then we'll leave it like that for now.
So that's why it's taking a little bit of time, but we'll still have fun. And that's really what this is about. So what you can do whatever you want on a weekend, or you can grab a friend, have them come over, and you can bring life into something that was really a parts car, which is a lot of fun.
Yep.
So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and we'll see you guys in part 2.